.exe is a type of one, yeah. So about me, what kind of file was this one? Dot.
Oh, doc. Duh.
The .docx. Okay, that's the file extension for what program? Microsoft Word, Word specifically. Okay, so this is important because the computer, when you go and click on the file, let's say I want to open this, double click. When you open that file, or when you click on that file, the computer looks at this and says, okay, what is that? And if it knows it, it says, okay, I know what to do with that. I'm going to open up Word. All right, that's a file extension. Really important for computers because it tells the computer what program to use. So that's for Word. We could go. There's probably thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of files. But the ones I want to talk about are picture ones. So the most common one is called .jpg. Right. It's got really good compression and good quality. That's why it's really common in digital cameras and phones. What else? What? Wave? Wave's a sound file, but what? Oh, just say wave? Okay. Not wave. Wave's a sound file. What else? There's ones that can do little cartoons. Those are a special kind of file. GIF, yep. It says GIF, GIF, I don't know what's right. GIF. What else?
Is there a GIB one?
GI what?
B?
GIB. I don't know, maybe. There's probably hundreds of them. I don't know about that one, but there's another one called a PNG. Maybe that's what you're thinking of? There's one called a BMP. Okay. This right here will probably cover 95% of all the pictures you have to ever deal with. There's other stuff too, like eCircuit to obscure stuff, like specific for programs. Here's one I probably wouldn't use a lot, especially if I was going to send pictures to my friends. Why not? What is a PSD?
Doesn't that like only on computers?
An idea? What? Why not?
Isn't that just only on computers?
I think you're along the line saying, what kind of program uses that?
Email? Oh, texting?
P stands for the program we're going to talk about in about 10 minutes. Photoshop. Photoshop document. And the problem with that is, if you send a Photoshop picture to somebody, not everyone owns Photoshop. How many of you guys have Photoshop at home, you know? Like 1, 2, okay? It's like a $200, $300 program. Not a lot of people have that, okay? So that's the problem why you wouldn't want to send grandma your senior pictures as a PSD, because she probably couldn't open them, okay? If she's grandma, she might not be able to open them anyways. I don't know how many grandparents are real good with computers, but that's aside the point. Okay, so these are different types of files. I wouldn't worry about that one. Now I just want to talk about sizes a little bit, because some of this talks about sizes too, some of the questions. And I screwed up last hour. If I send a little smiley face to somebody, I said it was an emocon, and then they said, no, that's not right. It's not an emocon. What is it called?
Emoji.
Emoji, there we go. I forgot it already. Okay? That's tiny. That might be like, I don't know, 15 KB. What's KB?
Kilobytes.
15 kilobytes, okay? Okay, it's a unit of like size measurement, okay? There's smaller, okay? And there's also bigger than I'm going to go, but the ones I'm going to talk about are only 4. So that might be 15 kilobytes. If you take a picture with like a digital camera, if anyone's ever had Photoshop or Yearbook or something like that, you have those nice digital SLR cameras, those might be 10, what's the next unit up from kilobytes? Megabytes. It takes 1,000 of these to equal 1 of these, roughly. Okay, what's after megabytes?
Gigabytes.
Gigabytes. Okay, and now we start talking about hard drives or flash drives, phones, things like that. Like, I'm just guessing most of your phones probably have, if it's internal memory, they probably have either 8 16 or 32 gigabytes, right? Okay. Maybe you have 64. Maybe parents spent a lot of money on your iPhone. You have 128. I think they make it. Maybe not. But we're talking about hard drives and flash drives. So let's say flash. Maybe 32 gigabytes. Okay. Then what's the last one that I want to talk about?
Terabyte.
Terabyte. You can have hard drives that are terabytes. I've got one back there that thinks 1 terabyte. It's a portable one. HDE. Oftentimes you talk about servers. A server is a room that holds a lot of hard drives for like a company or a district. Like our server for this district is somewhere in Brighton. I'm not sure where it is. Actually, I kind of know where it is, but I've never seen it. So when you save stuff, it transfers through this switch. There's a bunch of wires in here. Then that goes to a main room in this building, and then that main room goes to somewhere over in Brighton with all these hard drives. Okay, those are servers, and it's a room full of hard drives, basically. Hard drive server, and I don't know, maybe I think like the U drive or personal documents. These last year it was 2.5 terabytes, which is a lot. If you take 2.5 times 1,000, that's how many gigabytes it would be. So it's big. It's like, what, 25,000 gigabytes? Yeah. So,
That's short for, is gigabytes, short for KB.
they all they're all separate. They're their own. Like,
KBM.
they're just like,
TB.
labels. Like, I could say I'm either 6 feet tall or I could say I'm 72 inches. They mean the same thing, but some are more appropriate than others. Like, I'm not going to tell somebody, if someone asks how tall I am, if I'm using metric, which we don't really hear, but I'm not going to say I'm about 1,800 centimeters, or I'm 18,000 millimeters tall. We don't talk like that. So that's really the difference. It's just a different label, you know. Like I could say I have an iPod Touch, 1,000 instead of 18 gigabytes. I could say I have an iPod Touch, 1,800 megabytes, but we don't say it like that. So that's the reason for the different labels. So these are all how much room it's going to take up on your computer, okay, or a disk. The other size is how big it is physically. Like if we would print that, how big is that picture really? There's width and there's a height. Okay, let's say this is 1,200. This is probably 800. What is this? Is this feet? Pixels. It is pixels. PX. Okay, a pixel is the tiniest little dot of color on a screen. All right, if you look really close, you might be able to see it. If you use a magnifying glass, you can see it. When you get little droplets of water on your screen, you can see it. You can see them all, little pixels then, if you look close. You see them? Because a magnifying glass is kind of a little droplet of water is like, it's like round, so it kind of magnifies what's underneath it, and then you can see the pixels easier. Okay. So that's what pixels are. And the more pixels you can fit in here, like let's say you have a fixed size, the more pixels you can fit in there, the better the resolution will be. That's why we get like, and I don't know all the terms, like why things are what they are, but like you hear 1080p. What's a 1080p? Is that a bike tire?
No.
What is 1080p?
It's an amount of
refer
pixels.
to?
Pixel.
On a what?
On a computer screen.
Or TV mainly. They talk about TVs. Oh, I got 1080p new TV. At least they did. It's probably pretty common now. But I'm guessing a 1080p is probably a lot better picture. You know, not a lot better, but better picture than a 720. I think is the next one down. Okay, because they fit more pixels per inch, and when they're closer together, it's a better picture. Okay, if I would have a little screen like this, and I had 300 pixels in here, that's really not a lot. That picture would look awful. Okay, so I mean, if you take this size, take 1,200 times 800, that's how many pixels are fitting inside of this square. So.
All right, this video is for part 2 of the web image sheet, the application piece. So most of you guys should have your Tech Lab folder created. Inside of there, I want you to also create a folder called Web Images. This is where we're going to save all of our picture files for this project. So let's jump right to it. Number 1 says find and save an image of a band that's under 1 megabyte in size. Now I don't care if it's a band, singer, group, rapper, whatever. So I'm going to use Google because I think it's the best. But and I'm going to look up a band. I like Linkin Park. All right, so we find a picture. Now it's not going to tell you the size. It's going to tell you the physical size of it. It's not going to tell you the size it's going to take up on your disk. So that's where you got to kind of be a little weary. It says 1 megabyte. That's a pretty big picture. So this is probably okay. So I'm going to save this in the right folder. So you got to go to the right folder. Make sure you're there. And I just want to name it number 1. That's it. Okay, because that's what it is. Number 1. Save. Okay, next picture. It says find and save a JPEG image that's under 300K. K means kilobytes. Okay, so we find something we like. It's got to be under 300 kilobytes. Now, I'm not sure. Let's see this one. Okay, it looks like it's going to be a JPEG. I can tell from up here. I don't know. We'll see if it's under 300 kilobytes. I think it's going to be. So we save as number 2. Okay, and then let's check these just to make sure. So I go to my folder, and when I click on it, it's going to give me all the details it knows about it. So this first one is 157 kilobytes. It takes roughly 1,000 kilobytes to equal a megabyte, so we're totally good on this one. This one has to be under 300, so also good on this one. If yours doesn't show these details at the bottom, you can just right-click, go to Properties, and it'll tell you what it knows about the picture right there. So that's good. Okay, on to number 3. It says take a picture of yourself with a digital camera and save it in your folder. In this video, I'm not going to show all that because I got to get the camera and everything. So I have a picture. It's right here. Just going to bring it in, and that's number 3. Okay, number 4. Find an animated picture file and save it into your folder. Okay, so I go back here. Let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna search that. It's all about the keywords you're using to see. Maybe this will be okay, but I want to go here to advanced search. Okay. Oops, it wiped out what I wanted. Let's see what I get. So I don't really care about the size. I guess I could put animated here, but what I really care about is this file type format. It has to be GIF. Okay, that's the only picture file that I know about that can have animation in it. So I click advanced search, and this looks like it might be okay, but I'm looking for a specific one. I don't see it. It's a little gory there. Let's see what this is all about. Okay, and this one's good. It's animated. I can tell when I preview it like this, this is what I want. So it wasn't the picture I was looking for, but I don't care. It's an animated picture. So save as, and number 4. Okay, and save. Now it's going to look a little different than the rest of them because it's a GIF. You're not going to see this part in the end, but when you open it up, it should play like a GIF file. Okay. Number 5, find an image that's suitable for a background. Now, what I mean by this is just pretty much a larger image. So I can go back to advanced search, and okay, I'm just going to type in background. Here I care about the size. I don't want something really small because then it's going to get pixelated. So I'd say anything bigger than this is probably okay. I don't care if it's a GIF, so I'm going to say any format, and let's search that. This is more than big enough, so whatever. Absolutely huge. That's why it takes so long to load. Save image as. I don't care what type it is. Number 5. Okay. Number 6 is when we start getting into Photoshop. So it says save a picture. Find a picture of your favorite animal and use the invert tool to make it look like a negative. All right, so I like mountain lions, so I'll look that up. Okay, looks good. This one's kind of cute. Let's do that one. So copy image, file, new, and Photoshop recognizes what you have copied, which is really nice. So click OK and paste. There's my picture. Now we got to turn it into a negative. Okay, so you go to, there's two ways to do this actually. If you just click on this, it'll do it. If you don't have this window showing, however, it's this one right here. You go to Image, Adjustments, Invert, and then it flips the colors around to be a negative. So then File, Save As, save it in your folder, and we want this to be a bitmap, BMP. And this is number 6. And save. Okay. All right, so number 7 says find a picture of a college or pro mascot and make it 600 by 400. Save it as a JPG. So we're going to kind of work in reverse here a little bit. First I'm going to find my picture so I know if I have to go landscape or portrait here. So I'm going to look for my, my mascot. Okay, find one that I like. I like this one. Okay, pretty big picture, no big deal. Copy it. Okay, I'm just kind of let it hang out there for a little bit. File, go back to Photoshop, File, New. Okay, and I'm going to make the size I need. I'm not going to use this size, so I'm going to make the size that I want. So I want to say 600 by 400 pixels. Okay, click OK. There's my document. So now I'm going to paste what I still have copied. Okay, way too big is cutting my picture off. So what I need to do now is I need to do Edit, Transform, and Scale. Okay, and I get these little handles on the corners. Now I can shrink my picture down, bring it back up, shrink it down again. Okay, that's too much. And then maybe stretch it back out. It's not going to fit perfectly, so you can kind of stretch it a little bit. Okay, that's fine. It doesn't make it look too weird. Press Enter to confirm, and that's it. So File, Save As. It's supposed to be a JPEG, and this is number 7. Okay, number 8 says find a picture of your favorite superhero and save it as a JPEG so it's under 75 kilobytes. So I like Batman. So I'm going to find a picture of my Batman here. Okay, this one's kind of cool. It's animated. I like this one too. I like this one. So this one's really big. Okay, so when I save this, actually I'm taking it to Photoshop. Copy it, take it into Photoshop. Okay, it's too big, but I know that. I'll fix it. And paste. Okay, now when I go to save this as a JPEG, it's going to give me a preview of what it's going to be like before I save it. Okay, 2.6 megabytes. That's huge. That's like 2,600 kilobytes, and it's got to be down to 75 kilobytes. So it's way too big. So I'm going to cancel that. Now what I need to do here is I need to go to Image, Image Size, and I'm going to shrink this down a lot. And I want to leave this on, otherwise I'm going to throw off the ratio of my picture. So this will prevent me from screwing up my own picture. So now if I go down to, let's say, 300 by 169, let's see what that does. Makes my picture way smaller. It's really not the full size. So if I change this to 100%, now I'm seeing the full-size picture. And that's probably going to be okay, but let's just make sure. File, save as, JPEG, number 8, save, and it's going to be really close. It says 73.4. This is an estimate, so let's see. Let's see how it did. Okay, and it says 66.8, so we're good. We're under that 75 that we needed. Okay, next, number 9, make a picture with flags from 4 different countries and save it as PNG. So I'm going to find my flags, or I'll find one of them first. So let's do states. Okay, looks good. The light's the Big Dipper. So I click on this and copy it. Okay, then I'm going to set up my document, and you got to think, what is the shape of a flag? A flag is a rectangle. So I don't want this. I'm going to go slightly bigger. So I'm going to say 800 by 500, just a rectangle. Okay. And I still have those that flag copied, so now I can go to Edit, Paste. There's my first flag, okay? And this is the Move tool. If I move it up in the corner, that's too big because I don't have enough room for my other flag. So once again, I use Transform, Scale, and I put it down to take up about 1/4 of this canvas, okay? Looks good. I can already tell there's going to be extra room, and I'll take care of that later. Next flag. Let's go Colorado state flag. Really big. Apparently it doesn't want me to copy this one. Let's try this. And paste. Okay, shrink it down. Still too big. Shrink it down until it takes up about 1/4 of this. Okay. It doesn't have to be perfect, but if you want, I could have just made this a little bit less wide so they all match up real nice. Okay, then find 2 more flags. At the end, if you still have any room left over, like I think I'm going to, what you can do is do a crop. Okay, yeah, I really don't want to get into layers, but before we do that, we have to merge these layers together so it's all one picture. So if I just click Flatten Image, this is all one picture now. And if I use the crop tool, let's just pretend there's 2 more flags here. Now there's about the same size, it's a little off, but the same size for the other 2 flags here. Okay, and then we'd save this as a PNG. So, but you still need 2 more flags. Just to speed this up a little bit, I'm not going to do all 4. Number 9, save. Okay, the very last one says make a picture of you next to a celebrity. So what I would do is I would find the picture first, and I already found one here. Okay, I'm going to use this. This is going to be me, and ironically, it looks a little bit like me, I guess, as far as, you know, build looks a little bit. But so this is the picture I'm going to use. So I'm going to copy this. New. Okay. Then now I need to take a picture of myself, and I already took one. Let me bring it in here. Okay, there's the picture I think I'm going to use. So here's the other one. I took 2 just to see which one I'd want. I think this one might work better, so I'm going to use this one. Okay, And I'm going to zoom in so I can get a better cut around my head. Okay. Now, we're going to use magnetic lasso. So you see there's a little triangle there. When we hold down the button, we can pick different tools. So I want magnetic lasso, and when I click this little arrow there, it's finding differences in color. Okay? And I'm not clicking it all right now, it's just finding the colors. But if I wanted to, I could click a ton of times. See how there's more little anchors there? But I don't really care about that. So I'm going to go and take your time, make it look nice. Okay. Before I get to the bottom here, I want to move this a little bit. So if I hold down spacebar, it's not going to screw it up. I can move down a little bit. Get the neck there. Move it back up. We're almost there. There we go. Okay, it's a little jaggy here. So I'm going to take and copy this. Go back to this one. Maybe zoom in a little bit. And paste. Okay. And now try to make it match as best I can. Okay. So his head's pointed down a little bit. So I'm going to go to Edit, Free Transform. And okay, when you can rotate this real easy. When you get to the corner, when the arrow gets curved like that, you can rotate a little bit. So I'm going to move that down just a tad. And I'm going to make my head smaller. Okay, I don't choose the angle he's turned or whatever. His head's a little bit wider, so I'm going to kind of skew it, stretch it a little bit that way. Okay, let's see what that looks like. And I see some stuff here that I need to take care of later. But my neck is like taking up
Students, if you write Route 26, the bus is coming
taking up
back
too
to
much
get you.
stuff of
Route 26
my neck is
students,
covering
the
up too
bus
much of
will
this.
come
So
back to get
what
you.
I'm going to do is I'm going to use this eraser tool. I'm going to get rid of stuff. See, now it's looking better already. Okay, as soon as I start seeing a little bit of skin there on his neck, I'm going to stop this. Maybe I better zoom in. Oops. Okay, pretty close match of skin tone, so that works out pretty well. And looks pretty decent. There's some things I could do to take care of this extra piece of his head and stuff like that. I guess I can show it real quick. It's under your clone stamp. And I'm going to pull some purple from right here. So I hold down Alt, and then I can fill that in. I got to be on the right layer. And I can fill it in. If I wanted to do a better, cleaner job, I would make a smaller size here. But I'm just kind of trying to hurry through this. So looks okay. Let me zoom back out so we can take a look at it. It looks okay. If I was really taking my time, I'd probably do a better job. But that's number 10. Okay, File, Save As, JPEG, number 10, save, and we're done. Don't forget to turn in the paper copy to Mr. Korb, and these files stay in your folder. All right.